This is Player 1,
This is Player 2.
and you're listening to another great show only on the Four-Eyed Radio Network.
The Third.
For more great shows, check out www.foureyeradio.com. Hello, and this is Stephen Mooney. I'm here to talk to you about one of our proud sponsors on the 4-Eye Radio Network. They are called America Joy Print Shop. If you're looking to do business cards, flyers, posters, banners, cut vinyl, car wraps, and more, then definitely check out americajoy.com for more information. And tell them the Fern sent you. So it's been a while. It's been interesting to see the town change and all that fun shit.
Fantastic. Eric, in his drunken state last night, decided to turn the master volume down, so we basically did not record for about 2 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So it was just all dead space. So we'll just start over again. This is Ahwatukee, episode number 7. Patrick's not here tonight, but I do have a special friend from kindergarten, Chase Randolph. We were just at a friend's birthday party, had a whole thing with Mrs. Beutner's class, so there we go. But yes, so you were originally born in Glendale, and then moved out into Ahwatukee.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, do you know why it is? Do you know how the name became White-Tukee, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, a lot of people don't know that because literally it's all about a bunch of rich white kids, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much everything went to our high school. I guess everything equals everybody, but
it does. It does. I'm trying to think what else. Chase and I did get into a conversation. We were talking about because Chase is like, well, what do you guys talk about on the show? And I'm like, pretty much anything and everything. One place that he agrees with me, we were talking about a great sandwich shop that used to be out here called
Brucci's.
I think one of my fondest memories of Brucci's, my memories. See, I invent words on the show. My favorite memories. That's right. Hashtag that, bitches. We were talking about how Chase and I did a binge watching of all Kevin Smith films one Saturday.
Yep.
And then we went ahead and saw the Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back movie in theaters, and that was fun.
Yeah, in theaters now. Back in 1990 something.
1998,
I think.
No, I'm gonna say 2001.
2001?
2001.
All right, I hope you're looking that up.
I'm going to look it up right now. I'm going to IMDb this.
All right. Yeah, Kevin Smith.
Let's see. This happens a lot on the show. So what else has been going on with your life? I know you're actually now living in Ahwatukee. You have a house out there.
Yeah, I live literally like a quarter mile from my mom, which is kind of depressing, but kind of awesome at the same time.
Well, not too bad. I mean, right?
Yeah.
You ever need money, you just be like, hi.
Yeah, that's true. Or if I ever need to borrow a car or anything, if my piece of shit breaks down, I don't know, again. But, yeah, just bought a house about 6 months ago, so.
What did I say?
2001?
2001.
Well played.
I told you it's well played. Makes me want to now find some of their music.
Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah.
Or anything from Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Yes to which one?
To all.
Yes to all.
Take your kids back. Is it really doing like the whole freaking opening? We don't need to do the whole opening. We just need the... Stop it.
Be good. All right. Where? I think he is. What's the word? Black.
Motherfuck, noise. 1, 2, 1, 2,
What I like is when I pull it up, they have like subtitles, and I don't know what the language is.
They actually have subtitles?
Yeah, it's like for another language.
Really? I'd be interested to see what it is in English.
Let me get a nickel bag.
Shut up.
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, oh. My jungle love, yeah. Oh, we. I think I wanna know ya. Yeah, what?
yeah, that's basically Chase and I entire life right there in a nutshell.
Standing in front of the
Standing in
corner
front
the corner store and
standing out in front of a Safeway parking lot. And, let's see. Now it's funny with Chase. Chase is actually he might not think it now because last night he was like, I need to start working out again. I'm like, fuck you. You got like the same body you had since like 1974. And that's right. Chase was born in like 1933. So
it's pretty bad that we actually went to kindergarten together.
Yeah, I know.
So that just means that I didn't actually, get to kindergarten until then.
You're a time jumper. It's okay. Don't worry about
cool.
it. But he basically you never really played sports.
I used to when I was a kid. I played all kinds of shit when I was a kid.
What happened? Let's talk about this.
We're going to talk about this?
Yes.
You want to get some things off my chest? Is that what you want?
You
want to lay me down on the couch and just be my therapist?
This is what this podcast is all about. It's basically getting people from old high school generations and past and be like, so what went wrong? What happened with your life?
What went right, I guess is the question. No, I played all kinds of sports when I was a kid. I played soccer, baseball, basketball, football. I did swimming. We played racquetball in high school quite a bit.
Yeah, that was fun.
We didn't actually play racquetball, but
that was actually the funniest part. Jason and I were in gym class together in high school, and we were the worst team in every game.
Always on the same team.
But we always beat the best team.
Yep, we would lose to everybody else except the best team, who would completely destroy them.
Remember Boots?
Yep, Sean Boots.
He's supposed to be the best team in racquetball, and we just annihilated him.
Yep.
We're just like, what's up?
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is.
That was a lot of fun. But I don't know what happened. Video games happened.
Video games happened?
Yeah. And then once I got to my late 30s, I discovered girls.
Late 30s?
Yeah.
No, you had that.
Hey, if I was born in 1933, then it took me. It was like 1972 that I actually discovered women.
You did math.
What?
Stop doing math.
You said that to me last night.
I know. You keep doing it. What else is there? So Chase was all kind of curious of like, well, how are we going to do this show or whatnot? I just figured we'll just talk about like some of the stuff that happened in the past and, just have, some fun. We're drinking some beers right now. We'll probably have to go out and get some more. And who knows what's going to happen tonight. I expect us to get crazy or do something fun.
Yeah, I'm down.
So,
So what about you, Steve? Let's talk about you.
No, let's not talk.
Let's talk about you. What have you been up to?
Nothing.
Come on.
I've had shitty jobs.
I still do.
I can't hold relationships together. I had a
Neither can I.
Failed engagement.
Sounds like we lead a very similar life.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, so that's about it.
Oh, that's about it?
Yeah, that's not. My life isn't exciting. Everybody else always tries to be like, "Oh, you do a podcast." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not getting paid for it."
Yeah, but that's not always the point of doing a podcast.
I understand it's something I would like to do for a living. I think that'd be swell. So Chase, I don't know if you know about this. I figure we'll bring it up because I want to get into this. I've been wanting to get into this discussion for a while with people. But did you hear about the live-action Chippendale Rescue Ranger movie?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it looks like they got the two creators back who created the show, and they're going to do like a CGI kind of, Chippendale back in the game and stuff. Which brings me back to the question of, do you ever remember watching the Disney Afternoon?
I do.
The block hours.
Yep.
Now, to me, I hope the movie does successful because I would like to see more of these movies back from the Disney Afternoon get brought to the big screen, such as like Darkwing Ducks. And,
that would be awesome.
DuckTales. But
Tailspin.
Tailspin. Why not? But this begs the question too. I always thought about this: is Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales?
Yeah.
He's a lovable character.
Absolutely.
He became big, I think, in the Christmas story Disney did with Scrooge, and they created Scrooge McDuck for that, I believe. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, children. But how did he make his money?
Indentured servitude.
You think indentured servitude?
I think so.
Because I've been thinking about it. If you think about everybody in that show of DuckTales, he has nephews. Who are the parents of these nephews? Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and even the little girl. And then you have Uncle Donald. So obviously they're not his kids because they call him Uncle Donald.
Right.
Yet Donald was the only one, Donald Duck, when he showed up in those shows, he was the only one that had a legitimate job. He was in the Navy.
This is true. He was in the Navy. But the question is, when he was overseas doing his Navy thing, what was Daisy doing?
That's the other thing. They never show where Daisy was. Daisy
Yeah.
wasn't even around in that show.
Yeah,
Daisy, I think, was killed.
Really?
She probably was murdered. And they probably tried to cover it up. So, and then I never understood it because then basically all business that Scrooge McDuck had was his bank.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you make really that much money with your bank. Obviously, he was a world explorer because he did go over and basically rob. He was basically a rave grabber.
A rave grabber?
A rave grabber. A rave robber.
Grave robber.
Grave robber. God, I can't talk tonight. And I've only had half.
Yeah, you're on half a beer. I mean, come on.
But that's my only explanation, that he just raided tombs.
So he was like the original animated Tomb Raider.
Yes, I would say so.
That's very possible. He could have made his riches.
You think so? He just like stole things from other like rich kings from the pharaohs and all that kind of stuff?
Well, that could explain how he got his gigantic vault of gold and shit.
Would make sense. Though the other thing I have, it's like, but then how come he hired so many stupid people?
Because don't you usually hire your friends even if they're stupid?
But do you even think him and Launchpad were friends? Because Launchpad was a horrible lander in the entire DuckTales series. Like, he could not land a plane.
Yeah, but sometimes just stupid friends have to be comic relief.
You think so? Okay, then why did Scrooge McDuck need an accountant?
Probably because he knew absolutely nothing about business because he was a grave robber. Didn't we just discuss this?
We did, but then why did his accountant become his security guard later?
That's a good question.
These are the hard-hitting questions.
These are. I've never actually
that
thought about it.
That I think about at late at night.
This is what you think about late at night?
This is all I got.
When you're
now.
laying in bed,
I
crying
think
yourself
about
to sleep.
I think about old Disney cartoon shows and go, how did he get his money? Huh. Now, did you ever get to play the new DuckTales remix game?
I did not play the new one. I did, however, play the original.
The
DuckTales
original,
game.
yes. But they redid it. It was fantastic when they redid it. It's basically like the same exact game, just beefed up like graphics, like cool animation, stuff like that. Brought back the entire voice cast from the original show. It was pretty
Did
cool.
they sound like all old and decrepit?
No, they sound exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah.
That was like 38 years ago or something.
Oh, God, we're old.
I know.
Oh, you're older
turning
than
30
me.
this year.
Yeah. So about your 30th birthday, what do you plan on doing? What are you doing for the big 3-0?
Shooting myself.
What are you doing after that?
I'm probably gonna go to the Renaissance Festival after that.
Do you go to the Renaissance every year?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you dress up?
Absolutely.
Damn.
Yeah, I have my own costume that I was actually purchased at the Renaissance Festival, which overall cost me about $2,000. But
what is it? Is it armor?
No, it's not like the full-fledged armor. It's kind of like a swashbuckler, piratey type thing.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I like it. I'm into that sort of thing. I'm a nerd like that.
Oh no, we don't judge here. Obviously, you've seen the apartment and pretty much everything that's hung up. I mean, I got this flag from the Renaissance Festival, and then I have another flag in my bedroom as well. I always consider myself as a pirate. That's why I was excited about the Assassin's Creed Black Flag one. That's a fun game.
It is fun.
But yeah, so Renaissance.
Did we ever figure out the answer to the Scrooge McDuck question?
About is he a grave robber or?
Oh, that and how he made his millions.
No, we haven't jumped into that. That's what I was trying to figure out. Now, my theory has always been that like maybe he got his money with blood diamonds.
Okay, from Africa.
Yeah,
That's very possible.
Because if you think about it, he's never really gone to Africa anymore.
Yeah, maybe he's been like banned from the country or something like that.
Or he just owns like a African mine out there, and he just gets the blood diamonds to, So that's probably why he's bitter and he hates everybody, But the thing I never got with Scrooge McDuck is he always had that huge money vault, out in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And then to me, I'm like, wouldn't you just set that up? I'm like, if you have all this money, wouldn't you just set that up, make it like, hey, this is my money bin, ha ha ha, and just put like fake money in there, and then just at your house. No one has ever broken into Scrooge McDuck's house.
It's because he got awesome security.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why don't you just put a vault in your house with all your money? And then if people rob from your money bin, you have like counterfeit bills in there. So if people try to use them, then you route them back and then boom. It's like you could stop crime altogether. Plus he only had like a couple of enemies. He had Beagle Boys, that weird magician woman.
Yeah.
Like you really didn't have too many like enemies. That other Scottish duck. Yeah. Who's supposed to be like the second richest duck in the world. And I'm like, how did ducks make so much more money than everybody? And don't say because they have the bills.
Funny. Why are ducks the richest?
Because it seems like all dogs are in jail.
But they also go to heaven.
Well, yeah, but that's a completely different movie, and we're not getting. We
Well,
will
I understand
We'll do
this.
our commentary on that later.
Well,
Did I just ruin your favorite movie ever?
it was probably my second favorite movie ever.
What was
but,
your first
you know,
favorite movie ever?
My first favorite movie ever, Top Gun.
Really, Top Gun?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the remake?
I don't agree with remakes of stuff like that. I don't like
Classics.
I don't like remakes today in general.
See, like, I don't mind if the remake is an actual like remake. You know, like it's the same kind of idea, but you put a new twist on it. It's
Yeah,
kind
but
of like
the problem is every remake these days is CG.
that's true.
Like they did the Total Recall remake, which was a complete and utter failure.
I didn't see it, so
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't waste your time.
it doesn't have the great like I have to get my ass to Mars.
Nope, nothing like that.
Have you? Do you own Total Recall, the original?
I do.
Have you watched it? I don't know if it's on the new or if it's on the latest version that came out, but the old version of Total Recall, they have the commentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and all he does is describe to you what's going on in the scene.
Sounds like great commentary.
So it sits there. If it was like, yeah, this is me. I'm at the airport. They found me. The suit starts malfunctioning. The head falls off, and then I have to leave. Like, that's all he does. Like, he just basically tells you what you're already watching. Like, he doesn't have like, oh, this is a really good scene to shoot. You know, the prosthetics was a really cool, thing they did. How they made the head, snap back. Like, nothing like that.
He doesn't actually go into the actual process of shooting. He just tells you what you're already looking at.
Tells you what you're already looking at.
Gotcha.
So
No, I haven't watched a commentary. I might have to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. People laugh about that.
Huh. I do enjoy commentary in movies, though.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like watching with a commentary, like the extended Lord of the Rings with commentary.
I've not seen Lord of the Rings with the commentary.
Yeah, and they do like the 4 primary actors, the 4 hobbits. They have all of them in the commentary. It's actually really interesting.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you this because apparently Eric, our one host on Socially Awkward, he hates Elijah Wood's face.
I could see that.
But would that stop you from watching the greatest one of the best movies that have come out like within the past 3 years?
Absolutely not. I'm sitting here looking at a poster of Lord of the Rings: Two Towers, and
yeah, I'm like that's what I'm saying.
It's like
Like
classic.
really, you can't just sit down and watch this movie just because you can't stand Elijah Wood's face. They're good movies.
yeah, it's like some sort of blasphemy.
Yeah, it's just
In a
like, and
sense.
I don't understand it. That'd be like, oh, I don't watch Star Trek. Why? Because I don't like Riker or something like that. It's all like,
Then watch the original Star Trek.
but I don't like Spock.
What the hell's wrong with you?
No, I'm just kidding. Have you watched? No, you. That's actually the reason I suggest you get Netflix. You can watch the original Star Trek on it, and it's like remastered where they updated a little bit some of the stuff. But I never really sat down and watched them, and then you could actually literally watch these episodes like you don't have to watch them in order. Like they hold up with like just single stories, which is pretty good.
So are you talking about the original Star Treks? Or are
Yes.
You talking, okay.
Not Star Trek Next Generation, which also is, don't get me wrong, great series. But the original Star Trek that started all was pretty good. I mean, it's only 3 seasons,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's, back in like the 60s or whatnot.
Right.
But it's I mean, for that time period, you're just kind of like.
It was also the first televised interracial kiss.
Yeah.
With Mr. William
Spock and William Shatner.
Spock and Shatner.
I'm going to kiss you now. Right on the lips. Give me a hand job.
Yeah, they did show that on there too.
And he's all like, live long and prosper.
Yeah, he did do that.
Yeah, it was an amazing
I like
time back in the 70s. We need to go back to the 70s.
Yeah, I missed it. I really do.
Now I'm really going to be jumping the gun on certain subjects here since we've been talking about. Speaking of going to the past, this is a question I've been thinking about for a while about time traveling. How do you feel about time traveling? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? If you could ever time travel, would you do it?
That is a really tough one because I would love to do it and go back and change some things, but I did see the butterfly effect, and I know that if I did, that it could really fuck up a lot of things.
But that's the butterfly effect movie. That's with Ashton Kutcher, so of course things had to go wrong. I'm saying this, okay, check this out. Say, since you're living in Ahwatukee, say there's a crazy guy who lives down the street from you, and he's Doc Brown, and he's got the DeLorean, and he wants you to help him out with science projects, and he makes the DeLorean, and you get to go back in time with this guy. Like, would you do it?
Yeah, I would.
So if he just showed up here, Chase! We have to go back in time!
Yeah, absolutely. As long as it was Christopher Lloyd.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's literally Doc Brown.
Okay, good.
It's
Yeah,
like him.
Yeah.
So he shows up, but there's a catch.
All right.
He's like, you can visit any time period, anywhere.
All right.
You can do it as many times as you want, Chase. The only catch, you have to suck my dick.
Done.
Done?
Done.
No questions asked, no nothing.
No.
What if he says he wants to videotape
Yeah,
it?
if it'll get me a few years back in time, I'd gladly take a shot in the mouth.
But he wants to videotape it. And send it to close friends and relatives.
Close friends and relatives. Okay, so do I get free reign of the time machine?
Yes.
Okay, so but if, in theory, if I did that, I could just go forward and set and
No, because then since he's the time doctor, you already know he's already planned for that. So there's no way you can change that. You could change everything else in history leading up to that moment. So if you go into the past, or if you even wanted to go into the future and see how things end up, or go into the past and fix some stuff, but that point in time, that's the only catch, is that has to stay, where you take a shot in the mouth from Doc Brown and he gets to videotape it. But he gets to do it like when he decides he wants it. Like, so it's not like right away. It's like, so he could be lingering on this for like years.
Okay. All right.
And when he does ask you for it, it doesn't matter who's there with you, like in the room or at your wedding or anyways, you have to do it right then and there.
Huh. The price we pay.
The price we pay.
The price we pay. That's all I have to say about that.
I got your flux capacitor right here.
Shit, flux capacitor or flux capacitor?
Either one.
I think it'd be worth it.
You think it'd be worth it?
Yeah, I think it'd be worth it.
Now, would you like if you went to the future and then you see like, oh, I have a wife, I have kids now, but then even your kids know, they're like, you took a shot in the mouth, Dad. Like, what is wrong with you?
You know, if I got free reign of a time travel machine,
like you wouldn't care.
No, I really wouldn't.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Why? Do you have Doc Brown sitting in the other room? Is that what's going on here?
Finally! Okay, so now you have free range of this time machine after taking a shot in the mouth from old wrinkly Doc Brown's flux capacitor.
He probably couldn't even get it up anyway, so...
Oh, no, he can because he's already been to the future and he's already got the surgery done.
Oh.
Like, he's plotted this out. He's plotted it out.
Okay, yeah,
like,
wow.
He's Doc fucking Brown. He knows what he's doing.
He really thinks ahead.
Yeah, he does.
No pun intended. But, you know,
So, what would be the first thing you'd do? Would you go check out the future and see what it's like?
Well, no, actually, probably the very first thing that I would do, just because I'm curious, is I would put myself in a paradox and see what happens, see if I can like unravel the space-time continuum.
Okay.
But you know, if that failed, I would probably go back to. I'd probably go back to ancient Sparta and see if I could, you know, see how 300 actually happened.
Oh.
See if the black guy actually got kicked into the pit.
You get there, cool. You're like, he was Korean. Call shenanigans.
Maybe I'll just do it myself. I'll just go back there and I'll kick the fucker into the pit.
The black guy in there.
Yes.
He was the king. What are you doing? Chase! Oh, fuck.
Damn it. Now.
I need you to take a shot in the mouth.
All right, back to Sparta.
This is Sparta.
Oh shit!
In your mouth.
300 of them, huh?
I call it sperma.
Oh Jesus!
You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
Now, which DeLorean would you take? Would you take the first model or the one that could fly?
I would probably just take the first one.
You just the one that goes 88 miles
yeah,
an hour?
88. Yeah.
You don't want flying?
No.
But then you also have to realize you're running on you have to run on nuclear.
You have to run on plutonium.
Yeah, plutonium and stuff.
Right, which I have to get from the Ukrainians or whoever, and they end up shooting Doc Brown. So maybe I won't have to take a shot in the mouth anyway, because maybe he'll just get shot.
No, because he already knows all this is
coming. That's right. He already planned for all this. Never mind.
You're right. See? This isn't like Michael J. Fox's Doc Brown. This is the Doc Brown's like, I'm getting the shot in the mouth. I'm putting it in his mouth.
Well, you never know. Maybe he has Michael J. Fox disease too, but
maybe. Who knows? Doc! That's the only thing I never got about that. It's all like that. Don't get me wrong. Great trilogy, great movie, and everything.
Oh yeah,
fun stuff. But it's just all like, hey, there's this crazy guy down the street that creates inventions. I'm a high school kid. I'm gonna go hang out with him. You know?
Yeah,
it's like, what parent in their right mind be like, I don't know.
Well, but he did have awesome amplifiers. That's like the whole reason he went over to his house in the first place. The first movie. Because remember the first scene in the first movie, he walks into the house, he goes and fucking plugs in his guitar into the amplifier.
No, I understand that, but then it's like he goes help Doc out to film this thing. It's like Doc Brown could have gotten like any college student, you know, a fucking intern to do this job. Instead, he goes, Marty, film me. I stole shit. You know, and then it's like, then Marty goes back in time because he's trying to escape these guys and has to get back to the future, which he does. Everything's solved. But then it's like Doc Brown shows up, like everything's going great in Marty's life. He's like, I fixed the past. My dad's like a better person. Everything's going great. Mm-hmm. And then because he did that, Dr. Brown comes back like, we have to save your children in the future. It's like if he never did that, he would have been fine.
That's very true. He would have just been a normal average kid.
A normal average kid. Like what parent in their right mind would be like, oh, he's gonna go hang out with that crazy Dr. Brown guy?
Maybe it's because of the dog.
You think so? The
Einstein.
dog was named what? Einstein,
yeah. I don't know. Maybe they just liked his dog.
You think he just liked his dog?
Maybe. Like he didn't like. He didn't actually like Doc Brown. He just liked his dog.
You think like Doc Brown was the only person in the entire city that owned a dog?
No, probably not in the entire city, but probably the only one who didn't actually have any other friends, so he just used Doc Brown as an excuse to see his dog.
That's so mean.
This is just a theory.
So,
actually, here's my question about Back to the Future.
Okay.
If they hadn't planned on making a sequel, would it still be Back to the Future? Because they only went to the future in the second movie.
No, because technically the meaning of Back to the Future was because when Marty goes back to the past, in the first one, he's trying to get back to the future.
So then why would they change the name of the second? Why wouldn't they change the name of the second one?
Because if they wanted to make it a trilogy, you wouldn't just call it different names. Because then you end up with the Twilight crap and all that stuff.
Well, right, but you get that in other movies. Lord of the Rings, for example. You have the Fellowship of the Rings, the Two Towers, and Return of the King.
Yeah, but it's called Lord of the Rings.
Right. And I understand that, but what I'm saying is, why don't they call it, like, Back to the Future 2, Back to the Past, or something like that?
Or Marty's Future, like a different tag. Basically, you wanted what are they called? Are they like a subtext? I forget what it's called, like for sequels. Like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and then it was like The Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze, yeah.
Like it had like a little like tag to it, So basically, you wanted Back to the Future 2, Marty's. I'm
just wondering why they didn't.
I don't know. Should we write a letter to
we probably should.
Steven Spielberg?
We probably should.
Figure it out.
Yeah, maybe he'll respond.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he would. Maybe they should make a fourth one.
I don't know if they would do a fourth one. They have been talking about making a remake. Yeah, I haven't been too happy about that. I'm like, just leave things where that'd be like, hey, let's go remake E.T. It's like, don't. It's fine how it is.
Well, it's because they're running out of money.
No, they're running out of ideas. That's the problem.
That's true.
So they have to go back and hash stuff and things like that. That'd be like, that's what I want to see. If anybody should just do a remake, but he doesn't really do a remake, he just like makes it in like HD or something, like Kevin Smith's like, oh, here's the remake of Clerks. Exactly the same. He just says it's a shot for shot,
Yeah. Fair enough.
Actually, I had an idea for a Kevin Smith film, which I know he'll never do. It was basically because everybody grew up in his View-Skew universe. Everybody was connected somehow, like in that town.
Yep.
I would like to see the movie where they were in high school.
So would that be like before they knew each other, or
no,
just
it's like
growing up together?
It's like growing up together, like
Okay.
the prequel. So then you can see like all these people, like oh there's Brody, oh there's there's
like,
Randall,
like
and
how
all
they
that
got
kind of
to
stuff,
where
and
they
just, like,
are
how
today.
they all got to where they
how
were.
they got the jobs at the convenience
yeah,
store.
all that kind of
and
stuff, just like
how
all these
Jay
little...
and Silent Bob. Well, I guess they show that in the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, they show that in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, but I think that'd be an interesting
that would be
film.
interesting. I wonder if they have Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in there.
They could. It'd be weird. It'd be like having them, but because everyone's older now, and it'd be like them playing their fathers or something like that.
Yeah.
So like Dante, the guy who plays Dante Hicks, would be like Dante's father in it. He's like, I'm not even supposed to be here today.
He's raising his kids sitting at home. I'm not even supposed to be here. It's supposed to be your mom's day. What the hell?
Yeah, it's supposed to be your mom's day. I hate kids. My mom's been fucking a dead guy for 10 years. I call him Dad.
Reminds me of the animated Clerks.
I love the animated Clerks. Let's talk about the animated Clerks.
Let's talk about
I
the
love the
animated
animated Clerks. What if that Big B's out there? That shit was great.
The
So
pack-
if anybody has not realized there was an animated show of Clerks, the cartoon show, it was 6 episodes. They only aired 2 of them on ABC. Go figure. In fact, I found out I think Paul Dini, who actually used to write for the Batman animated series cartoon show, very great writer. He actually wrote the 2nd episode, which was the clip show.
Really?
Where they got stuck in the freezer. He's like, we should just
Okay,
do that.
yep.
You think that'd be hilarious? That was great. Remember the last time we got stuck in a freezer?
That's what they talk about the pack of fags too.
Yes. Yeah. Remember when we did that stay in old jolly England? A pack of fags. I'm not a fag. You're a fag. No, a fag is a cigarette, mate. I'm not your mate, fag. It's actually where I learned how to do my Randall impersonation was from that thing. Hey, if I can't get around star 69, no one can. 69. But what was your favorite episode of Clerks Cartoon
That
Show?
was probably my favorite.
The clipped one?
Either that one or the one where they go on their like adventure.
Oh, like the Indiana Jones
Yeah,
one?
yeah, the Indiana Jones
With
one.
the
That was
baseball
a good
team?
one too. Wasn't that the last one? Wasn't that number 6?
Is that number 6? I can't
It was
remember.
number 5 or 6. It was towards the end.
Yeah, because my favorite one was the court one, where Randall went to swoosh the can into the garbage bag and he totally missed it, and then Jay slips on it,
Oh,
and then
yep.
he's all like, "No, is there any
Yep.
high-priced lawyers in here that could sue this person?" And he's like, "Hello, I'm a high-priced lawyer.
Yep.
I was just driving through New Jersey and I got lost. Hey, you're a high-priced lawyer. Get this. This guy walked into the store, slipped on soda that we neglectedly left there on the floor, and now he wants to sue us. Take the case." "No, I'm not taking the case." And he starts like hunting him down. "Look
Yep.
at you with your elastic waistband and pants that fit. Take the case."
I do remember that one.
That was such a
That was a good one. Animated Clerks.
And then he starts calling like directors to the stand. He's like, "George Lucas, I want my $10 back." "Objection, Your Honor. The pod race was pretty cool."
Why did they only make 6?
Well, basically ABC. Actually, the funny part is they actually pitched the idea to originally UPN when UPN was still a channel, and UPN was going to give them 26 episodes. And then ABC gave them, like, we'll give you 6 episodes because they're like, well, UPN's not going to be around that much longer. And then UPN was gone on for another 10 years or something like that. It was just like, so it was just all bad stuff. I really wish they would do more because I thought those
I
were
would
pretty
too.
hilarious.
It's just like one of those other shows that they fucking cut out too early.
They always do that.
Invader Zim, Firefly.
Oh, Invader Zim. Now
come
that's
on.
a show. Oh,
Yeah, that was a great show.
I'm so surprised that SpongeBob like lasted as long
How
as
does
it did.
SpongeBob last
I
this
have
long?
no idea. Like, I don't find it funny. Like, I could sit down and go, okay, let's see if this is funny or not. And I just never got it. Like, people in high school was just raving about this show, and I'm all like, is it a stoner show? Is it a not stoner show?
It's
like,
definitely
I'm
a
just like,
stoner show.
I don't know, because even if I was high, I don't think I'd laugh at it. Like, it's just not funny.
No, but here's the thing. Generally, the stoners are kind of the lower intelligence population, and those are the types of people that will enjoy that type of thing. But
I get that, but look at Aqua Team Hunger Force and C Lab 2021. Like, all those shows right there, that was made for stoners. Those were created by stoners. I mean, and I find those hilarious.
touche, sir, touche.
You know, I mean, SpongeBob is
It must just be some sort of weird random flip-flop where you try to make a random show for normal people by normal people who only stoners could like, but then stoners make a show for stoners that only normal people could like.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
something like
So
that.
what we need to do is we need to create a stoner show.
We could do that.
Okay.
I'm down.
Let's spitball right now. Let's
All right.
go. Chase and Steve pitch an idea to Cartoon Network's Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
Why not? That's the only way we're going to be
Well,
successful.
I've actually been thinking about this show. It's I want to title it like Metalocalypse or something like that.
No. No. Let's see. We need some crazy characters. I got it. There's an old guy, man, okay? And he creates a time machine. And he hangs out with like a kid from high school. And then the kid has to take a shot in the mouth to use the time machine.
The old guy doesn't sound very cool, but the kid sounds pretty badass.
Chase! Chase!
God damn it, Doc. Not on the show. Wait, I guess it was any time.
I need to be deep inside you.
Hey, that was not part of the agreement.
It is now.
Damn it.
I went back in time.
Goddamn addendums.
Now, do you ever see Doctor Who?
A little bit.
I don't. I'm just asking because some people
a
are huge.
little bit.
Now that's what I was always asking to people because, like, to me, if I were to get a time machine, like, there's so many different time machines that have been created throughout the generation stuff, and to me, the DeLorean. That's the time machine I would take. A lot of people take the TARDIS.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other ones that were out there.
There's not a lot. There's one in Looper, which is kind
That's
of
right.
a time machine, I guess.
I finally got to see that.
Did you?
A
What'd you
lot-
think?
I liked it a lot. Like, you watch the previews, completely different from the previews.
Yeah.
Like, it went.
It really is.
It went completely different direction. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I was just very like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, it was good. I liked it though. I thought it was really well done.
I did like it.
Yeah.
I was able to predict the ending, but
I mean, you
it
can,
was-
but
it was still good.
But what I really like about it, though, they did such a great job with the whole, like, when they start trying to explain the time travel, and then he's like, "Look, we're gonna be up our asses all day with stupid diagrams, all this kind of fucking shit. I don't want to get into it. Just
Yep, I agree. It's like he had gone back and he'd done that before. He's
Yeah.
done it over and over and over again because this is the time loop and this is what he's in, so he knows he's done that. So
yeah."
that was actually very
That was
interesting.
actually, I thought,
did
a
like
smart
it.
idea because it's all like you don't really have to explain it. You could just be like, "Fuck it, we're not gonna do this," because it's like then we're just gonna be here for hours. Another
we've done it
the
before.
other cool part I liked is when the one guy. Now, spoilers, of course, if you have not watched Looper yet or whatnot, don't listen to this part. Really fucked up part that I was like, that's fucked up when I was watching it was literally the guy who escaped. The first one, his friend. And then he's like at the train station. You just start seeing his fingers leave and stuff. And then he's trying to get.
That's
He's trying
pretty
to
awesome.
get to. Yeah, he was trying to get back to the thing. You just see like parts of his body just like.
Yep, that is pretty
I was
awesome.
just like-
his legs get cut off. It
I
just
was just
disappear.
like, I'm like, it's fucking cool, but I was like, that's so fucked up.
It is. it really is. Yeah, I did like that. It was,
So
it was very
Looper,
well,
yeah,
very
I
well
thought
done.
Looper was a really good movie. A lot different than I expected, but I probably haven't seen a good. I'm trying to remember the last good movie I saw. What I really want to see is the Lego movie.
I saw Lego Movie.
Oh,
I loved it.
How was it?
I loved it.
It was good.
Very good.
I
Very
re-
creative.
Very creative.
Well done.
Ah, fuck.
Very well done.
I gotta see that movie.
And Will Ferrell, just saying.
Will Ferrell's in it? Who's he?
He's the main character. He's
Will
Hammond.
Ferrell?
Yeah. He
I
plays
thought
the
that was
voice
Chris
Hammond.
Pratt.
Oh no, sorry. Will Ferrell was the bad guy.
Oh, Will Ferrell's the
Yeah,
bad
Will
guy.
Ferrell's the bad guy.
Oh, who's
And
the bad
he's
guy?
actually in the movie too. Like they do a scene where it cuts back to normal time.
Oh, really?
And I won't spoil anything for you, but it is actually Will Ferrell.
Oh, funny, good
So.
stuff. Yeah, because I think who was it? Will Arnett might have been the voice of Batman in it.
Sounds a
Will Arnett. You ever see
About
Arrested
right.
Development?
yes.
Okay, he's like the one brother who does magic.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now I gotta go see that movie. I'm gonna hit my brother up because he wanted to go see that movie too, the Lego movie.
Yeah, it's really good. You should see
Okay.
it.
Now, who'd you go see it with?
I went to see it with my kind of significant other.
Marty. Kind of.
Damn it, Doc.
Should we divulge into this or
Oh, I don't
we have to
care.
go off air like this? So
No, I
you
don't
have a
care.
kind of significant other.
Kind of.
What, okay.
Kind of, sort of.
So do I know her? Have I met her?
You haven't met her. I showed you pictures.
Oh, okay.
I
now
showed
know
you
who
a
you're talking
picture.
about.
Okay.
Speaking of pictures, when do I get some of this runoff?
Some of this runoff. Well,
Yeah.
I already talked to her. She's got some friends that she's gonna try to hook
Tonight!
you up with. Tonight's the night.
I hope so. If not, then I think you and I are gonna go see the
The Lego
Lego
movie.
movie.
Sounds like a perfectly good date night to me.
Hey, why not?
If Doc doesn't get to me first, I'm sorry.
No, he's gonna be in the theater just like, oh, I love the Lego movie. Did you hear about the Lego? Speaking of Doc Brown, Lego Back to the Future sets,
Really?
and they're making a Lego Ghostbusters set now.
Oh, awesome!
I was like, yes.
Wow, awesome! Oh my God, I love the Ghostbusters.
That's my favorite movie of all
Love
time. Is
the
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Such a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true? Yes, sir. This man has no dick. Did you? Oh no! Did you ever play the video game?
Yes,
Okay, so good.
I did play the video
I
game.
like that. I think they did a really good job with that. Only problem I had with it is too short.
That's true.
But other than that, fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic
Yep.
game.
I miss those games. Those were the great games. Those really were. I don't know. Today they just kind of they focus way too much on making the game look good, and they don't focus enough on the story.
You know,
and stuff like that.
I've talked about that because there's so many games that I own, especially like when I got the I did a bunch of emulators, just getting old classic games, back like Final Fantasy 3, like all these games. And yeah, it's 16-bit graphics, but the storylines are so good in these games that it just kept you intrigued, And don't get me wrong, yes, graphics can make a game look amazing, and that's great. But if your storyline, like, there's so many games that I've played that I'm like most of the time I talk about going like, I go, look, the game looks beautiful, but the storyline to this thing is fantastic. Like Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider that came out. Yeah, the game looks great. Storyline though, this was a terrific reboot to that game, to that
Really?
franchise.
I haven't tried the new one.
Oh, it's so good. Like, and then even with the new Devil May Cry, the DMC, like I love the new reboot that they did with it. I'm like, yeah, the graphics look 10 times better than they did when they came out, but I'm like, the storyline was so well driven that I'm like, it's a fantastic game. Like, yeah, graphics can only get you so far.
Right, but what they need to do is they need to come out and redo some of these games that they've done in the past and just bring them up to current graphic standards and whatnot. Like, if they had made an updated Final Fantasy VII for a next-gen system,
We will never get that.
that would sell systems by itself,
I know.
because I would fucking buy it.
I would buy it.
I would buy it just for that game. I don't care if
You could
there's
literally
never another
you could,
game.
You could literally just make a random system. You could be like, this is the cock box.
Yeah.
It's the Cockbox 3000. It looks like a giant penis. It's going to cost $10,000. It only has one game, Final Fantasy VII Remade.
Done.
Everybody
Sold.
would buy
Sold.
that. That system would go through the roof.
Sold.
And
Yep.
everybody would be like, why do you have a huge penis system in your house? It'd be like, Final Fantasy
Final
VII.
Fantasy VII. Need I say more?
And every time you level up, it sprays in your face. But you're like, I don't care anymore.
Well, you could level up quite a bit in that game.
Yeah.
99 times.
Yeah, 69 times more like it. Chase!
Damn it, Doc.
But yeah, no, I hated that. They did that with the PlayStation 3. They're like, oh, this is what it could look like, Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, are you guys remaking the game? They've been teasing us. And then I finally read up on it. The reason why they haven't done it, they're like, we don't have time. I'm like, you don't have time. I'm like, you're making fucking sequels to Final Fantasy 13, which was horrible, and now you're making like Lightning's Return and stuff. I'm like, I'm like, Cloud was a bigger impact character in any Final Fantasy series ever.
Yep.
And he's never gotten a sequel?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I don't know.
Which is
just
funny.
Boggles the mind.
It's funny because people are going to listen to me like, shouldn't you guys be talking about this on Arcade Bros?
Yeah, Well, they even did Final Fantasy X too. Did you ever play 10 too?
I've never. Yeah, that was another one.
It's like Final Fantasy dress up.
I played 10. I played a little bit of 10, and the reason why I stopped playing 10 was because when I got the player's guide, I fucked up that sphere thing. I was like, fuck this. I was done. I was like, fuck this game. And then now they're re-releasing it, like 1 and 2 together, like on an HD thing for the PlayStation 3 now.
Why? Why 10?
I don't know.
I enjoyed 10. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a good game. I thought it was probably the last good Final Fantasy. But the characters were pretty good. It had a decent storyline. The graphics were pretty good for the time. And, and it was a solid game.
Yeah.
But they don't remake classics. They don't remake Chrono Trigger.
Oh
they don't remake Final Fantasy VII.
The only time they did anything with Chrono Trigger is when they re-released it for the PlayStation, and they added like the cut movie scenes from the guy.
Yeah, with Final Fantasy anthologies.
Yeah. Fantastic game. Just beautifully done and all that great stuff. And then like they will never, or a sequel. This is the other thing that keeps pissing me off with PlayStation. They keep getting me with this because they made Chrono Cross, which was supposed to be a sequel to Chrono Trigger. It was okay. Yeah, like it's a good game, but it's like to me, it's like it doesn't even compare. Like to me, I don't even consider it a sequel. I'm like, this is a completely different game. They've been teasing me like for years now, especially with PlayStation 3 when that was coming out. They had like, Squaresoft just bought this tagline called Chrono Trigger, the Lost Angel in Time or whatnot. I'm like, you make another Chrono Trigger game? And then like nothing ever happens. Like they just keep, I think they just buy fucking domain names just to fuck with me. So they're like, oh, he's going to buy another.
They probably do. Just for you specifically. They're just sitting there in their own cubicles and say, there's this guy, Stephen Mooney, and he loves this stuff. So we need to buy these domain names and just fuck with him.
Just fuck with him.
That's all we do.
He'll buy it. Just put it on the penis system. He'll buy it.
That's what they talk about on their podcast.
You know what's going to happen. Someone's going to be like, I'm going to buy the rights to Final Fantasy VII and make the penis machine.
Hey, you'll make millions of dollars.
Yeah. You know what also was a good system, and I wish I still owned mine, was the Sega Dreamcast.
I did enjoy the Dreamcast.
To me, it was like a portable arcade system in your house.
It was good. I used to just play Crazy Taxi a lot.
I played the Spawn arcade game.
I never played the Spawn arcade.
It was so good. It was by Capcom, too.
Oh, really?
It was fucking good. And it was up to like 4 players. And you could do like story mode and stuff like that, where it's just like you just run around just like kill like you just go basic, and then you just keep unlocking. Oh, it was fantastic.
I love Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom does so many good things.
I played all the Marvel vs. Capcoms and all that shit.
Oh yeah, I love 3.
I loved
Marvel
those.
vs. Capcom 3.
Yep.
Deadpool's great in that game.
Oh yeah.
I love his final move where he literally like grabs the bar, hits the guy, grabs the other bar, hits the. It's so great.
Oh my god. Good times.
Good times.
I'm never
So-
gonna relive.
What we learned today on tonight's episode, kids, was Chase would take a shot in the mouth from Doc Brown for the use of a time machine.
Well, actually, see one more thing.
Okay.
If I could do that and got to go back in time, then I could actually replay these games on the original systems and not have an impossible time finding them, since none of the systems these days are backwards compatible and I can't play them anymore.
That's true.
So I can actually get the systems to play these games again.
Actually, that would, now that you mention that, that is actually one thing I would do is go back in time and tell myself, don't get rid of these systems.
Yeah.
Keep them.
Yep. You will regret it.
I regret it. The only one I actually kept was my Super Nintendo.
I think I have a Super Nintendo somewhere.
Yeah.
I might have an NES somewhere too.
I've been dying to get an NES. Oh, there's so many games.
Because I do still have the original Final Fantasy and the original Legend of Zelda.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. So, Chase, what did you learn on tonight's show?
Taking a shot in the mouth equals great times playing video games. That's my takeaway.
I want to thank Chase for being on this episode of All White-Tukee. Of course, you can find us at www.4iradio.com. Of course, with all the other stuff. Hopefully, we'll do another show where Pat will be here, and hopefully Chase will return if he likes the show. We'll see how it does. I'll let you know when the show drops, and then people will be like, "Oh, I didn't know Chase would take a shot in the mouth from Doc Brown. Use a time machine." But who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't? You can find us now on Twitter. We're finally on Twitter at AWT Podcast. That's our Twitter name, All White-Tukee Podcast. And don't forget to find us on the All White-Tukee Facebook page. Go ahead and give us a like. And trying to think what else is there to... I don't have a sign-off yet for All White-Tukee. Maybe I should. Do you have any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom? Words of wisdom. Yeah, you know what? Elijah Wood's face does suck, but see Lord of the Rings if you haven't, just because of his face.
Elijah Wood's face might suck, but you should definitely watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
It's worth it.
It's worth it. Just like a shot in the mouth.
I've come to my senses that I've become senseless. And I could give you lessons how to ruin your friendships. And every last conviction, yeah, I smoke them all away. And I drink my frustrations down the drain out of the way.
This has been another fine production of the 4i Radio Network. For more great shows, check out www.4iradio.com. Chase! Take a shot in the mouth!